president of the Film Lab. I'm like, who am I? This is Dan Finley, who's the industry spotlight coordinator who put this whole event together. And just real quick, because I do see some new faces, just going to tell you a little bit about the Film Lab. The Film Lab is a 501c3 nonprofit. We've been around since 1998, and we run monthly programs, primarily in New York City, although now, as of next month, we're starting to run programs in LA as well. And all those programs are geared towards the promotion and the support of gender and ethnic diversity in film and television. And they range from Unfinished Works, which is a program primarily for screenwriters, actors, and directors. Ooh, mood lighting. To, you know, the 72-hour shootout, which is Dan's going to talk a little bit more about, to the new production arm that we just launched, which again Dan's going to talk a little bit more about, to Industry Spotlight, which again Dan's going to talk a little bit more about. But we're really glad to have all of you here today, and I'm going to turn it over to Dan. All right.
Yeah. Again, thank you guys so much for coming out. Really appreciate it. I think we're going to have an amazing night. Get a lot of education out there, and get some of you writers informed. It'll be a lot of fun. So let me first talk about the Industry Spotlight. So we usually do this every other month, except during the summer, where we hold a competition called the 72-hour shootout. And what we try to do with the Industry Spotlight is get in guests in the industry to kind of talk about what they do, kind of how they started out, and just kind of share that information with everybody. The next one actually isn't going to be every other month. The next one is actually in April, and it's actually preparing for the 72-hour shootout, and that's what it's called. So if you're interested in the 72-hour shootout, I'd recommend you come check that out. We're going to have some of the top 10 winners from last year, kind of talk about their experiences, kind of, 72 hours to write, direct, edit, upload a film can be a little harrowing, and any advice is, I'd highly recommend it. Let's see, after that we're going to do another Industry Spotlight event. I'm aiming for how to run a successful Kickstarter campaign. Let me kind of get some hands. Would anybody be interested in that? Kickstarter campaigns? Okay, great. So we've got someone who's actually raised some money for a feature film, and she's done some great music videos. So we'll, have her come in and talk a little bit. I'm still trying to gather in guests. So if you know somebody who's had like a really interesting Kickstarter campaign, kind of attacked it in a unique way, I'd love to kind of connect with you and chat with them a little bit. I think that'll be a lot of fun. So let me talk a little bit about, you talked about Unfinished Works already, right?
I did.
Okay. So let me talk about AAFL, Asian American Film Lab's original content initiative. They're trying to create Asian American based content, which we think is sort of lacking in the marketplace right now. And having a room full of TV writers, it's sort of a great opportunity for you guys to submit some stuff. And there's a whole bunch of details and stuff like that, which I don't specifically know, but it is up on the website.
Yeah, I'll just actually
you want to
really quick. So basically, one of the things we've been working on over the last year was this notion that all these contemporary projects in television, dramas, comedies, these contemporary American shows are coming out all the time. But the default casting often seems to be Caucasian dominated. And we wondered about that, and we thought, well, but if you look at the United States, at our demographics, it's very diverse. We're a very cosmopolitan, very diverse country. And so for a contemporary American piece, you're just as likely to see an African American, as a Latino, as an Asian American, as whatever. So with that in mind, we kept sort of fighting against this idea of non-traditional casting, being that the default casting would be white, and that if you cast a person of color, it would be non-traditional somehow. And finally, we got a little tired of just talking, and we decided to put our money where our mouth was and actually start creating and producing content. So that's brand new. But that's kind of the motivation and how we got into that. So.
Yeah, and so we've created a few shows already, which you can see on the Asian American Film Lab's YouTube channel. One of them is My Not So Subconscious. Another one is Cooking with Kurt.
Asians, it's a really long one.
In television, etc. And actually,